Hi, I'm Gravity Goldberg, and I'm at City Lights Bookstore in San Francisco, and I'm reading a passage from The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank. This book was challenged and banned many times during its publication history. It had been banned in the American South for reasons of obscenity, for sexual content and maybe implied homosexual content, and it was banned in Lebanon because of its Zionist themes. So I'll start from sort of the back. Monday, 3rd of April, 1944. Dear Kitty, contrary to my usual custom, I will for once write more fully about food, because it has become a very difficult and important matter, not only here in the secret annex, but in the whole of Holland, all Europe, and even beyond. In the 21 months that we've spent here, we have been through a good many food cycles. You'll understand what that means in a minute. When I talk of food cycles, I mean periods in which one has nothing else to eat but one particular dish or kind of vegetable. We had nothing but endive for a long time, day in, day out, endive with sand, endive without sand, stew with endive, boiled or in casserole, and then it was spinach. And after that followed kohlrabi, salsify, cucumbers, tomatoes, sauerkraut, etc., etc. For instance, it's really disagreeable to eat a lot of sauerkraut for lunch and supper every day, but you do it if you're hungry. However, we have the most delightful period of all now, because we don't get any fresh vegetables at all. Our weekly menu for supper consists of kidney beans, pea soup, potatoes with dumplings, potato chalet, and, by the grace of God, occasionally turnip tops or rotten carrots. And then the kidney beans once again. We eat potatoes at every meal, beginning with breakfast because of the bread shortage. We make our soup from kidney or harcoat beans, potatoes, julienne soup in packets, French beans in packets, kidney beans in packets. Everything contains beans, not to mention the bread. In the evening, we always have potatoes with gravy, substitute, and thank goodness we've still got it, beetroot salad. I must still tell you about the dumplings, which we make out of government flour, water, and yeast. They are so sticky and tough, they lie like stones in one's stomach. Oh, well. The great attraction each week is a slice of liver sausage and jam on dry bread. But we're still alive, and quite often we even enjoy our poor meals. Sunday morning, just before 11 o'clock, 16th of April, 1944. Darlingest Kitty, remember yesterday's date, for it is a very important day in my life. Surely it is a great day for every girl when she receives her first kiss. Well, then it is just as important for me too. Brand's kiss on my right cheek doesn't count anymore, likewise the one from Mr. Walker on my right hand. How did I suddenly come by this kiss? Well, I will tell you. Yesterday evening at 8 o'clock, I was sitting with Peter on his divan. It wasn't long before his arm went around me. Let's move up a bit, I said, then I don't bump my head against the cupboard. He moved up, almost into the corner. I laid my arm under his and across his back, and he just about buried me because his arm was hanging on my shoulder. Now we've sat like this on other occasions, but never so close together as yesterday. He held me firmly against him, my left shoulder against his chest. Already my heart began to beat faster, but we had not finished yet. He didn't rest until my head was on his shoulder and his against it. When I sat upright again after about 5 minutes, he soon took my head in his hands and laid it against him once more. Oh, it was so lovely. I couldn't talk much. The joy was too great. He stroked my cheek and arm a bit awkwardly, played with my curls, and our heads lay touching most of the time. I can't tell you, Kitty, the feeling that ran through me all the while. I was too happy for words, and I believe he was as well. We got up at 8:30. Peter put on his gym shoes so when we toured the house he wouldn't make a noise, and I stood beside him. How it came about so suddenly, I don't know, but before we went downstairs, he kissed me, through my hair, half on my left cheek, half on my ear. I tore downstairs without looking round, and am simply longing for today. Yours, Anne. And this is from towards the end of the diary. In Saturday, 15th of July, 1944. It's really a wonder that I haven't dropped all my ideals, because they seem so absurd and impossible to carry out. Yet I keep them, because in spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart. I simply can't build up my hopes on a foundation consisting of confusion, misery, and death. I see the world gradually being turned into a wilderness. I hear the ever-approaching thunder, which will destroy us too. I can feel the sufferings of millions, and yet, if I look up into the heavens, I think that it will all come right, that this cruelty too will end, and that peace and tranquility will return again. In the meantime, I must uphold my ideals, for perhaps the time will come when I shall be able to carry them out. Yours.